happened in the world of One Piece in November 2025? Hello motherfuckers, welcome back to another channel. Today is that time of month. It is the recap for the month of November 2025 in the world of One Piece. Okay, now you can basically think of me as like a newscaster. Okay, I do this every month for the last 2 months, but I'm gonna keep doing it, okay? But before I start, please like and subscribe. We're almost at 7K, so come be friends. Before this video fully starts, I just want to point out, I see the lights have an issue right now. I didn't notice while I was filming. I am sorry. I try to make it a little better. I'm sorry. So basically what we do here is we go through what happened in the manga, in the anime, and even news outside of both, but revolving around One Piece in general. Just basically important points from the world of One Piece. Let's go. Now my first point is Marco Polo. I'm sorry, I had to point this out. Like, Oda waited 300,000 years just to do a Marco Polo joke. It's funny. And Dad Valley, it's just real. It's just Nepo Piece is huge right now. And I'm here for it, honestly. I really am. I'm always curious about characters' families and where they came from. And we get a lot in God Valley. And now it's Dad Valley. Love. Rocks Pirates are I was gonna say dismembered, but disbanded. The Rocks Pirates are disbanded and they all go their own ways. And it's so crazy to think about how God Valley really shaped the world of One Piece. Things are still cause and effect from God Valley 38 years ago. It's honestly insane. And my third point is Shanks officially joins the Roger Pirates as a baby, of course. This is the first time canonically that we see baby Shanks meeting the Roger Pirates, and so it was beautiful, okay? And my next point is Rocks versus Garp and Roger comes to a dramatic close. Amazing moments from all three of these characters within this fight, and honestly already it is gonna go down as one of the greatest fights to ever happen. But when it's animated, people are going to be seated. Okay, I said this before, but I never understood why people wanted a God Valley movie. But that fight alone, peak, absolute peak. And I can't wait to see it. My fifth point is Roger asks Garp to join his crew. Now, I just want you to just sit there for a minute and think. What would have happened if Garp and Roger teamed up? You know, like, where would that have gone? Where would the story would have gone? Oh, I don't know. That's very headcanon-y right there. And my next point is Rocks officially dies, basically. Okay, just walk with me real quick. He thanks Garp and Roger for doing what he asked of them, killing him, basically. But the next point is Garling, of all people, takes the last shot on Rocks. That was just so disappointing to me. I know it's good storytelling, you know, building up this hatred for Garling, but it is so real with me. Because I've been saying the Holy Knights are just useless, mid, and then just to give Garling that, like, that badge, it's just, ugh. It's terrible. And my next point is God Valley officially sinks into the sea, closing the curtain on one of the most bombastic eras in One Piece, okay? And my next point is kind of big for the story overall. Garp and Dragon have their first encounter that we see. Obviously, they've seen each other when we haven't, you know, it's his son, obviously. But we finally see them talking, having a conversation. But not only that, he saves him because Dragon did turn his back on the Navy, on God Valley, and Garp basically sets him free, so shout out Garp. And my next point is we make our way back to Elbaf in the flashback, okay? And Loki is very, very much hurt over Rocks' death, and it kind of reminded me of Yamato. You know how Yamato was stuck in Wano and just had to sit there while Ace just perished? Oh my god. So when that gets animated and the emotion really shows, you know, Oh, I can't. And my next point is Harold is changed. Absolutely changed over Rox's death, okay? Because I said it before, they weren't best friends, but they understood each other, so they were good friends, okay? So that really changed Harold, but in my opinion, it changed him for the worse. Because my next point is he goes on to say that he will be a slave for the world government, ripping out his horns and really becoming a lapdog for the world government. Unexpected and kind of upsetting. Like, Harold, you can't be that fucking stupid. But he says he'll do this to show loyalty to the world government, you know, and really put elbaf on the world government's map. But that's not a good thing, okay? And my next point is Shanks is revealed to once be a holy knight. And to me, this was one of the biggest moments of the month, personally. It's insane. But he was doing it to get information on the Holy Land. And go watch my Shanks video. I was up to something. I recorded that video before we even got all this. So, I don't know. Just go watch it. Let me know what you think. My next point is, not only Shanks was a holy knight, it was also Harold. Harold becomes a holy knight. Which, I mean, you know, they would be stupid not to take in Harold after ripping off his horns. You know, Harold is, at that point, the strongest giant in the world. So, it would be stupid for them to not take him in as a holy knight, but it's just, like I said, it's just disappointing a little bit for Harold's character. My next point is we finally get a little bit of information about what the whole holy knight situation. 3 stages to the abyss. You get a seal, which is the tattoo that's on the holy knight's arms. Some of them we haven't seen all their seals or tattoos. The more important you are and the more stronger you are, the deeper you go. There's the shallow level, there's the deep sea level, and then there's the ocean floor level. My next point is Fisher Tiger makes an appearance. What's up, Fish? I loved Fisher Tiger personally. And gains his freedom through Shanks, which it makes sense. Shanks is a good guy. At least if he's up there doing something, he's doing something for the good, you know, so I said it before, shout out Shanks, okay? Shout out Shanks and Fisher Tiger, because Fisher Tiger also did the same thing. And my next point is Ida is poisoned by people from Estrid's village, and Loki goes and tries to get revenge for her. And it's one of the most, like, I feel like when this is going to be animated, it's going to be, it kind of reminds me of the Kuma flashback a little bit, just that moment in particular. Because it's very, like, emotionally strong. Loki had such a hard childhood with his own mother. And then Ida comes in, tries to, like, be motherly towards him. He brushes her off at first, but this pisses him off. And I just love that kind of character development, personally. So, I guess in order for it to be pulled out, Ida did have to go. But I loved Ida. I keep saying it, but she's just so pure. It makes me sad. Okay, so that's all that happened in the manga this month. The biggest points, okay? Go read the manga yourself, you know. Now we're going to jump into the anime here, which this, in my opinion, this month was huge for the anime. Vegapunk's message is heard around the world from the people in One Piece, and now they know about a pirate, the first pirate, named Joy Boy. So this is the first time that most of the world is hearing about this legend of Joy Boy. And they also know that the world is sinking. And my next point is the reactions from around the world. Just, I that was my favorite part, personally. I mean, yes, the lore dump, of course. But, like, the reactions of everybody, like, finding out or already knowing some of these things and just being like, huh, yeah. From, like, Doflamingo to Ray Leeds to Akainu to Fishman Island to Dressrosa, you just see everybody, even Najiko, you know, like, people that we haven't seen in the anime in so fucking long. So I love those moments. And my next point is the 5 elders are still looking for the Den Den Mushi, and basically, I think I said it last month, But he is rage baiting the five elders so hard. And I just think it's so funny, like just watching them go through this island, breaking everything. The island is on fire, looking for this Denden Mushi, and they cannot find it. It's hilarious. And my next point is, I said some people don't believe him, but after he correctly predicted that an earthquake would happen a few days before the broadcast was aired, they started to look like, okay, interesting. Even like the Navy and stuff, you know, people that aren't supposed to believe this shit, you know, like the propaganda of the pirates and Vegapunk and shit like that, you know. And my next point is one of my favorite moments from the anime this month. I just like weird little moments like this, okay? Saturn is fighting the rest of the Straw Hats, Nami, Usopp, Brook, Chopper, Robin, just, you know, not the main big three or big four, because Jinbei, but like the little guys, okay? I love seeing stuff like that. And Saturn is a formidable like villain for these guys. Like, he could one-shot all of them, but he just runs past them, you know. He's not really worried about them because he's trying to find this Denden Mushi. My next point is we finally get the coloring of the Mother Flame, and it's burning a very beautiful, bright purple or violetish, I guess. It's gorgeous. And my next point is, it's just kind of interesting to see everybody's, like I said, the reactions, because the history that they thought they knew just isn't true. Okay, Joy Boy and all this other shit that they're hearing, how the world sank and is going to keep sinking. It's like, if you look at it like in our world, it'd be like if something with Jesus, you know, Jesus was this instead of this, and it wasn't really a Jesus, it was like 16 other, you know, like it would just change our world and like our thinking. It's interesting. And my next point is Captain Kidd returns. Well, okay, let's be real. It wasn't Captain Kidd. It was Danilo Black. I think that's how you say his name. He pretended to be Luffy on Sabayoti when they came back after the 2-year time skip. He's still doing this. Bro, get a job, please. And my next point is Foxy is still ugly. Yeah. My next point is Edison is sacrificing himself so everybody can escape on the Sunny with the clouds and stuff. So he stayed back in the lab sacrificing. Shout out Edison. My next point is Sanji versus Ethan Baron Najuro. Oh my god, I love when they give Sanji his, you know, his big one. I love that so much, and they need to keep giving me them, because like when moments like that happen, it could be any of the Straw Hats where they just get a moment. I'm just like, yes, go up, go the fuck up, nigga. And my next point is Ethan Baron Najuro goes on to basically cut Egghead itself in half. At least the lab, okay? He cuts the bottom of the lab clean in half, and it's so, I love moments like that. It's like the Law moment in Punk Hazard. It was easily one of my favorite scenes from this month, personally. My next point is these people that are still finding out this information are also finding out that the Mother Flame, this is the first time they're hearing of this shit, can be used to trigger or, you know, use ancient weapons, which most of them are just now hearing about this shit. Like I said, it would just blow us. If this was like in real life, it would blow the fuck out of us. And my next point is we find out Emmett has the Denden Mushi inside of him. So while these 5 elders are running around destroying the island, the whole time it's inside of the giant iron giant that's like walking through Egghead. Crazy. And my next point is Rayleigh is drunk as fuck, per usual. Shaki looks good too, but you know, drunk Rayleigh. Hey. And my next point is Zoro versus Ethan Baron Najuro happens, and once again, like the Sanji moment, I was just like in awe. I love seeing the Straw Hats have their moments. You know, Zoro, people point out Zoro gets a lot more than all of the Straw Hats, but I mean, a swordsman is cool. It's probably, it is what it is. And my next point is Doll goes crazy on Kashi. And that's just, it was just fun to watch. Like, now we all love Kashi, but hey, recency bias Doll, I love her. I do. I'm just gonna say. And Vegapunk's last words, basically in the broadcast, was a message to the D clan. It was gonna be an important message, but it was interrupted by the 5 elders knocking. Well, it was the boar knocking Emmett into the sea, and it's just, oh my god. I want to know what he was gonna say. My next point is Stussy escapes the Egghead Island, and shout out to her. I don't know how she got out of there alive, but I mean, shout out Stussy. And my next point is Luffy and some of the other Straw Hats make it to the giant ship and are ready to set sail. But I just want to point out it's insane. The perspective is just insane. Now, I know we've seen giants in the past, on Dressrosa, on, Enies Lobby and stuff like that. But it feels different. I like what they're doing with the perspective of how big and small they are compared to each other. Some animes do giants, but they do it badly, and it kind of looks like just stupid. But I like what One Piece is doing right now. And my next point is the giants find the drums of liberation to be infectious, and we all know this, like Elbaf, they love the sun god. They believe in Joy Boy and the drums of liberation, the dance, it runs in their blood. So the fact that they couldn't help themselves but to get jiggy, it's beautiful storytelling, okay? And my next point is Bonnie has a revelation talking to Gear 5 Luffy. So much so that she herself goes Gear 5, which I remember when this came out in the manga, people were kind of mad about it. But now that we know what we know about Domi Reversi and stuff like that, I don't know. To me, it's interesting. I like that. Luffy can pull that out of you. It's interesting. And my next point is Luffy, Bonnie, Frankie, and Sanji. This is one of those moments where I'm just like, yes. They all collab on a move with Luffy called the Dawn Balloon, because this elder was about to destroy the ship. But they send him packing. Hey, fuck out of here, nigga. It is what it is. And just as the boar is about to destroy the ship as well, we get Emmett coming up beneath the waves to basically punch the shit out of this fucking board. And I loved it. I fucking loved it so much. I don't know, personally, everything that's gonna happen in the future, and even right now what's happening with Emmett, it's just in awe by it. Okay, that's all how I can explain it. Because since seeing this in the manga, I've always just been I'm so fascinated by Joy Boy, okay? So anybody surrounding Joy Boy, Emmett, Zunesha, I've always been intrigued by. And my next point, and the last point for the anime section, is we hear Joy Boy's voice. This is insane. This is huge. It just is, in the perspective of everything. This is huge because we know the story is really coming to an end. If you're caught up with a manga, you're aware of this, but people that are just in anime type world, especially if you're a dub watcher only, this is just insane. It's insane. And now for the news section for what happened in the world of One Piece 2025. Kenjiro Suda will voice act Shamrock, who is Shanks' brother. That's amazing. Okay, he has an amazing voice. So that character already has aura. Now it just added even more to it. His voice is amazing, and I think it fits perfect. Now my next point is, I don't know how to say this man's last name, and I'm so sorry, so I'm not going to even try. But his first name is Zolo. Is going to act as Ace in the live action One Piece live action Love, 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 love. He looks good. I can't wait. Y'all know I'm a fan of the live action, so I'm here for it. My next point is we get the official coloring for Rox Diesabek's hair, which to me is a bombshell. Blue and white. Absolutely insane. It was on the cover of Jump, I'm pretty sure, and it's insane. Because it just brings up a lot. Buggy, hello? Let me throw a little something at you. Smoker. I'm joking. I'm joking. And my next point is we get the official coloring for the Harley text as well, which is, once again, that moment in the anime is going to be insane. I cannot wait for elbaf. I think that will be my favorite arc in One Piece. Okay, and my last point is Luffy's float was in the Thanksgiving Day parade. So shout out Luffy, shout out Thanksgiving, whatever. But that is everything that has happened in the world of One Piece in 2025. Go check out my other content. I do a lot of theories here. I just love a good theory, even if I don't make it up myself. I do love reading them, you know. We're also ranking the warlords one by one here on this channel, so stick around, yeah. But I guess that's it. Make sure you like, subscribe. Bye, motherfuckers.